Inside his study, Duke Aston's chief secretary, Garden, handed him a classified document about Viscount Beryl. After reading its contents, Duke Aston's expression turned furious. Seeing this, Garden quickly offered to handle the matter if ordered, and asked whether to mobilize Black Mask, a secret organization under the Duke's direct command known for intelligence gathering and assassination. The Duke fell silent, lost in memories of how cruelly the Beryl family had treated his daughter. With anger, he swore he wouldn't let them escape punishment. As a first step, he ordered all financial support to the Beryl family to be cut off, declaring coldly that he would make them regret ever being born. Garden accepted the order calmly, knowing that if the Duke led the assassins himself, the Beryl family's downfall would be certain. After Garden left, Duke Aston sank back into dark memories, his burning house, his wife's screams as she cradled their dead child, and a guilt that never left him. He had failed to save them, and the burden haunted him. But knowing his daughter was alive and had returned to him, he finally broke down in tears, thankful for a miracle he never expected. The next morning, at breakfast, Duke Aston joined the family meal. Raffi noticed the Duke's expression and suspected he had cried, likening his face to a goldfish. Luca and Lois also observed their father's face. Lois tried to calm Luca down to avoid causing a scene, but when Luca said their father's face really did look like a goldfish, Raffine couldn't hold back her laughter because she had thought the same thing. However, her doll Alexander immediately scolded her, saying it was impolite to laugh so openly. Raffine turned to Duke Aston and felt guilty. As an apology, she took the initiative to feed the Duke. Both Duke Aston and the Duchess looked surprised. The Duke even asked if the food was really for him. Shyly, Raffine nodded. The Duke then stood up, walked toward Raffine, and knelt before her. But just as he was about to accept the bite from his daughter, his emotions overwhelmed him. His tears began to fall once more. Lois and Luca embraced their father and cried along with him. Raffine, seeing everyone crying, including the Duchess, became confused. Without realizing it, her own tears began to fall. Her doll, Alexander, looked at her in surprise and asked why she was crying. Raffine wiped her eyes and replied that she didn't know either. She hadn't even meant to cry. Duke Aston hugged her tightly to comfort her, followed by the rest of the family. The tears that flowed that morning felt warm, like a home that finally felt whole again. That afternoon, Raffine sat in her room, lost in thought. She felt as if she had turned into a goldfish. Her doll, Alexander, quietly asked, "Is today the day?" Raffine gave a small nod. It was the day Violet planned to introduce her to Zircon, which meant she had to propose to him. She felt unsure, uncertain if she could actually go through. A maid entered and politely called out, "My lady," then informed her that the new dress she had ordered was ready. Raffine looked delighted and quickly changed into it. After putting it on, she asked for the maid's opinion, who responded with a thumbs up and said, "Absolutely adorable." Her doll, Alexander, chimed in, agreeing that Raffine did indeed look cute. She thanked them both. The maid then suggested they have some snacks together with Raffine's beloved teddy bear, and Raffine agreed. In her heart, she reflected on how kindly everyone treated her now, even the maids. She hoped that the affection she felt could slowly erase all her painful memories and that everything would end happily. While they were enjoying their snacks, Duke Aston joined them. Raffine suddenly felt tense. She recalled that this kind of warmth had only begun to appear after that day. Duke Aston offered Raffine her favorite muffin. Though it was difficult, she decided to accept it. After all, the muffin didn't do anything wrong, she thought. From a distance, she heard the maids whispering that the young lady was finally beginning to open her heart to the Duke, even though she used to be so afraid of him. But in her heart, Raffine felt that it wasn't she who had opened up. It was the Duke, who cried every day, that made her feel sympathy. When Duke Aston said that everything was over and everything would be all right, Raffine realized that, from that moment on, he no longer seemed frightening. She began to feel genuine love from the family, and deep inside, she vowed to protect this peace forever. Not long after, Lois and Luca appeared and invited her to play hide-and-seek. Luca suggested that Adrian be the seeker, and Lois immediately agreed. Raffine briefly criticized the game, saying it was childish considering their age. But for some reason, she suddenly proposed that the seeker should count to 100, and in the end, she agreed to play. Deep down, she felt annoyed that her childish side was resurfacing. Adrian warned her not to go too far. Raffine nodded, then ran off to find a hiding spot. Her doll, Alexander, suggested she hide behind the hallway corner. Raffine agreed, but when she got there, she was startled by a terrifying-looking man, causing her to fall to the ground and call him a long-legged monster. The man asked if she was okay and introduced himself as Rendell, a knight assigned to guard her during the game. Raffine was confused about when he had started following her, but her focus remained on the game. She said she had to hide quickly. Rendell suggested she hide in her room under a blanket. Raffine thought the idea was ridiculous. It wouldn't be challenging enough for Adrian. She pushed Rendell away and insisted she'd hide on her own. In her opinion, Rendell had probably never played hide-and-seek before. Then she ran off. As she ran, Rafine felt like she was on a battlefield. Her doll, Alexander, warned her that someone was up ahead. But it was too late. Rafine crashed into a black-haired boy and fell to the ground. Alexander tumbled down with her. Rafine groaned in pain, wondering what had crashed into her. The boy asked if she was okay. As soon as she looked at his face, Rafine froze. She recognized those features: jet black hair and blood-red eyes. It was Zircon Fredonia, the main character from the novel Eternal Fireworks, the man destined to destroy the Empire and become dangerously obsessed. And yes, that very person was now standing right in front of her. The person she was supposed to marry. Deep down, she admitted Zircon was far more handsome than she had imagined, though the title of most handsome still belonged to Adrian, her favorite character. Not long after, Violet appeared from behind Zircon and called out to Rafine in a worried tone. Shocked to see Rafine sitting on the ground, Violet rushed over, gently lifted her up, and asked if she was all right. Rafine gave a small nod and assured her, "I'm okay." After confirming she was unharmed, Violet introduced Zircon to Rafine as a close friend of hers and also a friend of Adrian's. Calmly, she added that Zircon was no ordinary person. He was the crown prince of the kingdom. Zircon greeted her kindly. "Hello, so you're Adrian's little sister?" Rafine felt nervous and didn't know what to say. Her doll, Alexander, whispered to her, reminding her that this was the perfect moment to propose. Rafine was shocked. This felt far too sudden. But Alexander insisted, "That's what makes it a true proposal. Don't hesitate. Believe in yourself." Moved by those words, Rafine gathered her courage. She grabbed Zircon's sleeve and boldly declared, "Marry me, Zircon." Zircon fell silent, stunned by the unexpected proposal.